All right, Zarik, it's time to join the resistance as original the character. Sonic Forces came out with that huge reveal that every original character is now going to be canon, so what do you think of the two trailers that came out yesterday? What was your initial reaction?
I am super excited, and I'm also super wary, but I gotta say this is definitely a step in the right direction for the Sonic games to go.
I mean, first off, the responses to the trailers, the response I've seen has been strangely positive, and people are calling it a very logical step for Sonic Team to make, because I mean, everyone knows that the Sonic fan base is all about, original characters and even creating original games. Now Sonic Team is like, okay, you guys are going to be able to make your own character. Here you go, Sonic Forces, join the resistance, literally.
Yeah, it's definitely a good nod to the Sonic fan base. It does let the fan base see that Sega does, know that they're there. They are acknowledging them in a way. But I also feel that's a really good hop-on point for younger kids, because they get to make their own character and race alongside, the cool heroes and stuff.
That's a good point, because one thing I was wondering, in the press release that came out, they said that the original character is going to be someone who's going to be integral to the part of the story. Do you think you're going to be able to create a roster of characters that you'll be able to switch in and out throughout the game? Or when you create this one character, do you think you're going to have to stick with that character for the entire campaign?
I imagine it'll be a one pick per playthrough. You'll create your character, and then it'll custom jury rig him for all of his model animations ahead of time.
That said, because this is clearly I feel like the theme of Sonic Forces is throwing back to the classic, Sonic and the Freedom Fighters. Do you think you might be able to create a team of secret Freedom Fighters and comprised of all of your customized characters in the game?
No, that's the part where I'm more cautiously optimistic. Whereas I think that the idea of a team is a neat idea, but I just imagine them being a lot more focused, as it's going to be their first time doing this, where just your one character will be the hero. He'll be there with Sonic fighting the bad guys, collecting the Chaos Emeralds, and maybe they'll have other characters show up that the development team made, they'll be in the background and stuff. But I don't imagine that you create a multitude of characters and they actually serve as any additional function to the game whatsoever. I think just your main original character will be the star.
One original character per campaign.
Yeah.
That said, I'm curious to see if they'll ever have any online support. Hey, your friend made this character, you can play as this character too in your game, and experience the game through your friend's fan-made character or something like that.
It would definitely make the two-player online a lot more interesting, because instead of just playing as the preset character, it's oh, here's my custom character, I'm going up against this guy's custom character. Oh, that's how he designed it? That's really cool.
How do you think they're going to create the level design around this new custom character? Do you think classic Sonic is going to have his own levels, modern Sonic's going to have his own levels, and the customized character is going to have their own levels? Or do you think there's going to be more cross-platforming, no pun intended, amongst the three characters?
I don't see as much cross-platforming. From what we've seen so far, we've seen the Green Hill Zone with Classic Sonic, and we've seen part of the Park Avenue with original character. The Green Hill Zone Classic Sonic gameplay looks very traditional, and that's probably what put a lot of people off, was that there wasn't really that much innovation to it. It was, your set platforming, your moving, your speed, your jumps, a little bit of a boost mode, and it was good. But when we see the Park Avenue with original character, you see a mix of things. You see 3D to 2D. You see the grapple hook be used to reach a higher elevation to add some verticality. And then the 3D modes, you see him using a weapon very much like Ratchet and Clank for a slower, kind of more action-y platforming segment.
Based on what I've seen in the trailers, I think the original character is gonna have their own unique levels, because the grapple hook seems to be a staple for a staple function for the character, and that's not something that the other two Sonics have. So I feel to create a successful level design, they're gonna have to create levels that are specifically designed for each unique playstyle. All eyes are on Sonic now. This is a great response to Mario Maker, I would say, because creating. I've always wanted to see like a Sonic Maker after Super Mario Maker dropped, but because original characters are such a staple in the Sonic fandom, it's almost as if this is a better response instead of making like a Sonic Maker. The last thing I sort of want to touch upon is the story, because we haven't seen anything of the story yet. So I don't know. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on it. Like, what do you think the story is going to be in this game? Like, how are they going to justify this new character? Why is classic Sonic back and stuff like that? Is it going to be another Time Eater thing like they did with Generations? So what do you think?
What I think it's a dimensional thing, to where someone's screwing together with all the like dimensions, and you have your modern Sonic dimension, you have your classic Sonic dimension, but then you have a dimension where the original character is the hero, and maybe he's just like a starting off hero, like a budding hero, but he falls into this story and has to work with like experienced hero Sonic and classic Sonic and sort of get the feel of what it means to be like a hero fully on, and also still not feel bad because he's learning alongside the younger Sonic. So you get both the experiences of like heroism being like poured into this original character that the player gets to be and get to like vicariously experience the game with.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that because Eggman's already like seemed to dominate this entire the entire world, I feel like he might have done like a time thing. Maybe he went forward in time or maybe back in time to get around the whole, you know, Sonic being a nemesis issue, and found a way to dominate the world through that. But I don't know. Personally, I'm curious about the whole story, how Eggman's got into this point, and how, I don't know. I want to see the Freedom Fighters make a comeback. I think now is a good chance to do it with the whole Join the Resistance campaign they've got going on, and you know, making the original characters like that. It just seems like they make a good fit for the quote-unquote secret freedom fighters that we saw in the comics once upon a time. I don't know, I think that's going to be the next drop they're going to do, like a story trailer, but it's also, we've also got a couple months before the holiday season, so it's anyone's guess at this point.
I'm going to guess early December on that.
They're actually going head-to-head against Super Mario Odyssey. Actually, one last thing I wanted to hit upon were all the quote-unquote hints that the Sonic team, specifically the PR team, were dropping over the past couple months. Specifically the alignment chart. I don't know if you saw it, but actually, let me send this to you. This was dropped April 3rd, so about a month ago. Their caption was "Choose wisely," with a chaotic evil question mark slot open on the bottom right there. I don't know, do you think this was intentional? Like, do you think this was like a clue to the fact that you'd be able to choose your own character in Sonic Forces?
I definitely say that was definitely a good hint that no one would have ever guessed. Because with the way that the Twitter and social media is run, it's always seemed goofy and take it with a grain of salt. It's all for the fun and for the lulz. But there's definitely tease the viewer with this, I believe.
Yeah, like, I mean, this is all in retrospect, right? Like, hindsight's 2020. So when I look at this now, I'm like, oh my god, they're genius. But it could have been a fluke. It could have been a fluke. At the same time, Aaron Weber and his team are evil geniuses and know how to drop clues like mad, even when people don't realize it. So I don't know, but I think this was an example of like a clever sort of nod to what was eventually going to be revealed for Sonic Forces. But that said, do you have any final thoughts on Sonic Forces, what we've seen so far?
Hey, it's a new Sonic game, and it looks a lot better than I thought it was originally going to be, so holiday 2017, make sure to pick it up for everything, including PC, I think.
Yeah, and like, I've wanted a Sonic Generations 2 ever since Sonic Generations 1 never got any DLC. I'm excited for this too. Sonic Forces just keeps looking better with everything that's released, and I'll definitely be looking forward to it this holiday season as well.
Man, it's almost as if there was like some channels you could watch other amazing Sonic stuff until the meantime.
The Three Amiibros channel and the Knights of the Onion seem to have a ton of Sonic stuff all the time, which is sort of crazy, but that's alright. So yeah, for anyone who's watching this video, you should totally stop by Zarik's channel, the Knights of the Onion, and stay tuned here on the Three Amiibros for more Sonic stuff and just a bunch of other video game things. We do a lot of things here.
We do a lot of video games.
We do a lot of video games. So yeah, thanks for watching, folks.
We'll see y'all next time.